Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today it's Fountain Pen Focus Day. The focus today is this. It's another Australian pen carrying on in my series. This is by Just Turnings and it's the Mimas model. And it's a resin that he's poured himself. Join me now down on the table. We'll take a look at the pen, do some size comparisons, some weights and measures. We'll do a writing sample. Then I'll give my thoughts and my scores for this pen. Welcome down to the table. Here's today's pen, the Just Turnings Mimas in this gorgeous black copper. Like with a lot of my handmade pens, it's very hard to do this pen justice through a camera. You've got to see it, the way it plays with the light. I mean, I know the camera captures most of it, but the little details sometimes, they're only visible to the eye. Very nice. Let's take a walk through the body. So starting at the top of the cap, we've got a small dome, then we come down. To me, there's a little bit of a taper as we go down the cap. No clip, nothing written on it. Just turn that around again for you. Bottom of the cap, we've got a little drop off, like with most pens. You know, I know it's there because I'm feeling for it. Down into the body, same width. So we get to about here, to about maybe halfway down the body. Then we start to taper in. And again, we've got a slight dome on the end. Very simple looking pen. Really draws your eye though to the material. The material, as I've said, oh, it's so nice. The cap comes off in half. 1, 1.5, 2 turns. That's not too bad, is it? This is a cartridge converter pen. There we've got the converter. Got ink in there. This is a shimmer ink, so I'm just giving it a little bit of a shake as we're going, and I'll keep shaking as we go through the video. Section, same material. Very nice to hold. And then the nib, got this beautiful black Yoho nib. It's a steel nib, very simple in design. So we've got a decorative border. Then down near the bottom, we've got the letter M. It's a medium nib. Really nice. I really enjoy this pen. I enjoy all my pens, but you know, it's a handmade pen. It's beautiful to look at. And then we'll see what it writes like in a minute. Really nice. So let's fetch in some size comparisons. Brought in my standard size comparisons. Pilot Metropolitan, Lamy Safari. The Just Turnings pen, longer than both of these. Width-wise, I would say maybe a little bit wider than the Safari. Definitely wider than the end of the Metropolitan, but when we get down near the middle, I would say that's very similar in terms of width. Let's pop the caps off. With the caps off, still a little bit longer there with that Just Turnings. The section looks wider than both the other two. Obviously the nibs are different. We've got that number 6 nib here on the Just Turnings pen. In the hand, that's nice and comfortable. The section, perfect for me. Nice, not too wide, not too narrow. The length of the body, really nice. Will it post? No, doesn't post. Although, if you want a pen that posts, contact Stephen. He might be able to help you out with that. Let's swap on over and fetch in some pens in roughly the same price range. The pens I've brought in, the Opus 88 Coloro, 158 Aussie dollars. The Just Turnings pen, when I got it, it was $170. That was about a year ago. The price will have gone up since then. And then the Opus 88 Omar, 178 Aussie dollars. Definitely a lot longer than the Coloro. And just a little bit shorter than what we're seeing there with the Omar. The Omar wider around the body than what we're seeing with the Just Turnings. The Just Turnings pen, I would say very similar in width to the bottom here of that Coloro. Let's pop the caps on them. With the caps on, that Just Turnings pen still just in the middle, a little bit shorter than the Omar, a little bit longer here than the Coloro. Just look at the cap though on that Homer. It's a bit of a beast of a cap, isn't it, in terms of its size. Let's get these out of the way and fetch in the rule of measuring. Here we've got the rule of measuring. Full pen, that comes in at 14.5 centimetres. Unposted, here we're looking at 13.6 centimetres. As I've already said, it doesn't post. Width of the body, 1.5 centimetres. Width of the cap, 1.6 centimetres. Section, 1.12 up to 1.18. Very nice, very comfortable section to use. It fits so well in my hand. Let's get this out of the way and fetch in the scales of weighing. Here's the scales of weighing, full pen, 23 grams. Not too light, not too heavy. 17 grams there for the body and 6 grams there for the cap. Let's move this out of the way and fetch in the notepad of testing. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Here we've got the notepad of testing. This is Oxford Optic paper, 90 GSM paper, nice fountain pen friendly paper. And this is in a black and red A5 notebook. So I'm just agitating the pen here to get this shimmer in there nice and mixed. There we go. Just give it a twirl. I like to try mix it as many ways as I can. I want to give this the chance to really come through. So we've got here a Just Turnings Mimas. It's like this nib is singing to me with a medium nib. Price, as I've already said, approximately 170 Aussie dollars. The ink by Diamine, and it's vintage copper. I thought I've got a copper named ink, so let's pop this in here. Nice match as well. Drying times, so there's immediate, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. Still fairly wet there. We'll do a 2-minute test. After 2 minutes, yeah, that's now dry. Very long drying time on this. So just be aware of that. If you'd like taking notes or doing a lot of writing where you're turning your pages rapidly, this may not be the right combo for that. So I'm just agitating it again. We'll look at line variation. So here's no pressure. Here's with a bit of pressure. Seeing more ink come out, but not overly wide a line. The nib does feel quite stiff. So none, with, none, with, none, and with. I'm going to move the mic down to the page and write a sentence. I hope that came across on the mic. It's like it's singing to me. Beautiful audible feedback. Stiff feeling nib. It's nice to write with though. You know you're writing with it. Flow test. Not expecting any issues with this. Really nice. So what are my thoughts and my scores for this pen? Let's start with pen looks. I mean, what can I say? Stunning to look at. Really nice. Where this copper is coming through from that black. Absolutely stunning. Very, 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 very nice. Going to give this, for pen looks, a 9 out of 10. Very close to a 10, but we're going to go for 9. Build quality, very well made. Handmade pen. You know there's quality there. The threads, no issues with them. Okay, no issues with these threads. Just work really well. You know, the whole pen, it feels solid. It feels what it is. It feels like something that's been made with passion and care. 9 out of 10 for build quality. Writing experience. It's a Yoho nib. It's a nice one. Nice and stiff. You've got that real... It's not like a pencil type feedback, but it's getting close to it. I really enjoy writing with this pen. It's comfortable in the hand. We'll talk about comfort shortly. Writing experience, 8 out of 10. Ink flow. Well, look at this. We've got a shimmer ink in here. You can see there we've got some coming through there on the Just Turnings part. Not sure how much comes over on camera. Nice, subtle, like coppery shimmer to it. I think it looks really attractive. Works well with this pen. Doesn't block the feed. I had no issues with it. Writes really well. I pick it up, write straight away. I can leave it a couple of weeks, pick it up, and it still writes straight away. So yeah, ink flow, 8 out of 10. Comfort. As I've said, I do think this is a nice, comfortable pen. Nice there. Nice fit. The only thing, if I was going to whinge, I'd like a little bit more weight in it, but that's a very personal thing. Really nice, enjoyable pen though. Comfortable section, fits really well. I hold my pens near the bottom. This section got that little tiny lip, so I know where my fingers are at all times. So for comfort, 8 out of 10. Value for money. Interesting one, isn't it? It's a handmade pen, so you're paying extra for it. It's not a cheap pen. $170, let's be honest, isn't cheap. It's not something you can just walk out the door and think, oh, I like that, I'll buy it. You've got to be thinking about it when you're buying this at this sort of money. But it's handmade. It's made with care. As I've said with a number of my other handmade pens, it's not something where it's programmed into a computer and they make them by the hundreds. This is individually made. He pours this resin himself. He turns the pen himself. He polishes the pen himself. Absolutely stunning pen. Really nice to look at. Value for money, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So that means the total score for the Just Turnings Mimas with Diamine Vintage Copper is 8.5 out of 10. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. How are you enjoying the series? Are you liking the fact I'm focusing on my Australian pens? I think they're really pretty. Handmade pens, you can't really go far wrong with them, can you? Please drop any comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.